Welcome back to the 5% Club. I'm Shayla King, a former C-suite executive turned business and life coach. And this is the podcast for leaders who want it all. The promotions, the paychecks, and luxurious amounts of time for the things that matter most. Each week, I'm going to teach you from my performance and happiness formula what it takes to rise to the top without burnout and overwhelm. Work less, make more, and design a life you love. That's what we do in the 5% Club. Let's go. Welcome back to the 5% Club. I'm Shayla King, your favorite performance and happiness coach. And today I have a treat for you. The doors are opening for the Performance and Happiness Lab. We are going to go live between March 12th and March 17th. And so you actually have a chance to do pre-enrollment now and get a fun bonus. You can learn about that at shaylaking.com/phlab. But what we're going to do with today's episode is I'm actually going to share with you an executive summary that I created for busy corporate leaders who want to work less, make more, and design a life you love. Inside of this video, I'm going to tell you exactly why leaders get stuck in middle management and how the Performance and Happiness Lab is the place that every woman in corporate needs to be. So if you're a director, a VP, or a C-suite leader, and you want a room full of people who get it, so that you can go from 150 to 250 to 350, so that you can work less and stress less and get control back of your time and your energy. If you want to be held by other amazing female leaders that have been successful in their career and love their whole damn life. That's what we do inside the Performance and Happiness Lab. So check out and listen to this episode so that you can learn more about the magic of what happens inside and exactly why it works. Now you can book your session with me now. The first step to sign up for the Performance and Happiness Lab is to schedule a call with me. And it's your decision call. And on your decision call, you'll tell me about your personal situation, and I'll give you honest feedback on why I think you've been stuck where you are or what's creating it to be harder than it needs to be and how exactly you can simplify it. And I'll give you an honest take on whether or not the Performance and Happiness Lab is the right place for you. So get on my calendar now at shaylaking.com/phlab and enjoy this episode. It will show you what is possible. The world is your oyster, my friends. I hope you join us in the Performance and Happiness Lab. There is no better room for a corporate woman to be in. Let's go. Hi there. I'm Shayla King, former C-suite executive turned performance and happiness coach. And today I'm speaking directly to women in corporate America. If you're a director to a C-suite, you're already performing at a senior level, but your title, your pay, or your quality of life has not caught up. You feel like you were made for more, but you already feel stretched way too thin. You want more, but you feel like you're barely surviving the day. This, my friends, is for you. And I love transparency and I hate waiting. So I created this executive summary video to break down what is keeping women from executive roles and the solution that I created for it and how you can join other 5% leaders. So you don't have to wait until next week for the webinar. And I'm going to cover all of that today in just 10 minutes. So let's jump in. Most women leaders hear the same two lines, either work harder or wait your turn. Neither is a promotion strategy. It's what I call tragedy of the high performer. And see, what happens is you do great work. So what do you get? More work. You become the go-to, the fixer. And at first it's great because everyone's happy with you and you get bonuses. You might even get some promotions and you become the reliable one. And without realizing it, you eventually get locked in as the go-to doer. That is why so many brilliant women stay stuck. The real issue is this: what got you here won't get you there. I've hired and trained thousands of executives, and they aren't looking for the highest performers. They're looking for someone that they think is strategic, that they know, like, and trust. And you see, you're relying on performance in a system that also rewards visibility, relationships, and strategy. And you can be the most capable person in the room and still not get chosen because they have to think that you're ready for the next level. And if you're busy and you're head down, pumping out great work, they're going to think, and this is hard to hear, but they see you more as a workhorse that they can't lose, not the strategic leader that they need. So no, you don't need to prove more or work more. You need to position yourself differently. They have to see you as a strategic executive so that when the opportunity opens, you are the obvious choice. I studied this and I trialed this to see how do you become that obvious strategic choice. And I developed the performance and happiness formula. It got me unstuck and I made it to the C-suite by 40. Now, I'm going to review with you what the 4 pillars are that drive that promotion, that drive the pay, and that drive the happiness. And I'll also share with you what we cover inside of the Performance and Happiness Lab for each one. So you can take this and use it on your own, or you can learn more about how to join us inside of the lab. And in each module, there's no fluff at all. I just get to exactly what you need and I leave out the rest. It's one of the things that my clients love about working with me. We're all busy executives and no one wants their time wasted. So let's go. The first is results. Executive results. This is where we sharpen your executive presence, your essentialism, your systems, strategy, and storytelling. You stop being known as the one who just gets it done, and you become known as the leader who should be in the next seat. The second is relationships. Promotion is a people decision, and it does not matter how good you are if they don't know who you are. So we build your executive network, your visibility, and your influence map. You learn to create strategic internal and external relationships. You learn how to set cleaner boundaries. This will really help you with work-life balance, and it will strengthen your personal relationships. So success does not cost you your life. A lot of my executive clients come to me and say, you know what, Shayla, by the end of the day, I'm just so exhausted that I feel like I'm giving scraps to my family. Or I just feel like I can never be in the moment with my kids anymore. I'm always thinking about my to-do list. It's never ending. I can never get caught up. So inside of the program, we address those real life situations for executives as well. This isn't just about work. This is how you get to be a highly paid executive who lives their whole damn life. It's everything. Speaking of, number 3 is rituals, because you don't need more grind. You need better rituals. And so we improve your physical energy, your emotional energy, and how you design joy. So you can perform at the highest level while loving your whole damn life. And the physical energy is really important too, because if a senior executive doesn't think you have the capacity to take on something bigger, they'll never give it to you. So if you look overworked and overwhelmed, trust me, they see it, even if you try to hide it. And so I'm going to teach you how to do that same work in less time and how to do it with so much more ease so that you're not emotionally exhausted at the end of the day either. That's the kind of leader who has capacity for more. And that's what you learn. And the final one, number 4, is mindset. This is your 5% king mindset work. You learn how to train your brain. And I want you to hear this. The most successful and the happiest people know how to train their brain. You're going to shift your thought cycles and know when to let go and when to take charge so that you can have this calm presence that everybody wants. So you can feel in control and so that you can know that you are in charge of this one beautiful life you have. So through those 4 pillars, you're no longer just a strong performer. You become a strategically positioned leader who is ready when the opportunity opens. Now, you've got 2 choices from here. There's 2 paths. Path A is the do nothing. And I say this with so much love, but what you're not changing, you're choosing. So path A, imagine another year of waiting, of them saying next time. Same title, same stress, that same proving energy. And you're still trying to figure it out mostly alone. No strategic circle, no trusted soundboard, and no real-time feedback from women playing at your level. But I want you to imagine this other option. It's option B, it's path B. You stop doing this in isolation. You build a promotion path plan. You build strategic leverage in relationships, and you build confidence and executive presence. And you do it all inside of a room of high-level women who get it, women who challenge you and support you, and they open doors for you, women who help you implement and help you actually see the results of those goals that have been sitting on a shelf for a while. If you're like me, I used to think, I can only go so far in corporate and still be a good mom. I told myself I could only get to a director level and still be a good mom. But it's a lie. It actually gets easier at the top. And you're going to be surrounded by so many proof points of this inside of the lab. And I will give you my belief until you build your own, but you're going to continue to see success normalized among women. I love helping women make a shit ton of money. And that's what you're going to be able to do in here. And it's going to be so normalized. Of course, you can get that new role. Of course, you can get this promotion. So you'll have, instead of carrying everything alone, you'll have a strategy, accountability, and a powerful network that grows with you long after the program ends. And this is how you become ready before the opportunity even arrives. So after years of being stuck myself, and I had a major medical wake-up call, that's when I designed the performance and happiness formula. And it worked for me to get to a senior level executive positions. I led mergers and acquisitions, coaching CEOs to make profitable businesses. And I did it all while losing the mom guilt, losing the burnout and the overwhelm. And now I've been teaching it to my private clients for years. And this time I'm offering it in a group container called the Performance and Happiness Lab to help even more leaders love their life while achieving their goals. And I want to tell you a little bit more about what the format is, because that's what a lot of people have questions on. So it's not a passive course that you buy and you never finish. We've probably all had good intentions and done that before. This is extremely different. It's why we call it the lab. It is a live, high-touch leadership lab for women in director to C-suite roles who are grateful for what they have and honest that they want more impact, more money, more confidence, time back, more control, but more fun, more life. Inside the PH Lab, we build all 4 of the pillars together: results, relationships, rituals, and mindset. So you're not just learning ideas, you're actively becoming the woman who's ready for the next seat. You get direct access to me every week for live teaching and coaching. And you're going to get a powerful peer room to implement together in real time, to be challenged, and to build that strategic network most women dream of having. The commitment's simple: 2 hours a week to change your future. 1 hour live with me for strategy, coaching, and skill building, and 1 hour with your peer group where you'll actually have dedicated time to implement what we're working on, to actually roll it into your real work life. And executive level network building. The time is built in for you to create your network. I've thought of it all. It's all designed in there. And I have, you'll hear on the podcast, I had a few clients on that explained their experience. And one of them said, I was so nervous about the 2 hours a week. And honestly, since I've been in the program, I've gotten so much time back from what I've learned. Because executive essentialism is one of the first modules that you'll go through, and it will really teach you how to prioritize and how to get 10 and 20 hours back in your week. You'll never be worried about the 2 that you invested in yourself. So the next cohort is enrolling now, and the corporate investment is $10,000. But if you're ready to invest in yourself, which is what most of my clients do because they're sick of waiting on their company, I honor that with a 50% discount. So the program for you is $5,000. And you can look on the website as below if you'd like, and it helps. You can do a 3-pay as well. We really want to get as many women in here to be able to rise to the top while loving their whole damn life. And so this isn't theory. I use the PH formula myself to get out of middle management. And I've coached and trained thousands of executives. I want to give you just 2 examples from our last cohort of the PH Lab to give you a picture of the before and after and what's possible for you. So one of my clients came into the lab. She was really frustrated by her boss. She's the type of boss that you could never please, was never happy with your team's work, but could never quite describe what good does look like. So she was beyond frustrated and wanted something new, wanted to try a new company, but she was scared to go to another company because she had worked there for 17 years. It was like her only big kid job. And so we worked with her on the biggest gaps that she had in her executive skill set. And for her, it was communication skills and executive presence. And so during the lab, with the help of her cohort, she got the confidence to apply elsewhere. With those new communication skills and executive presence, she nailed her interview. And she ended up expanding her scope in this new role to an enterprise role at a company whose culture she admired. She told me she would have happily taken it for less money than she was currently making because she wanted out of her environment so bad. But I reminded her of her worth. I helped her negotiate, and she got a raise along with her dream job. And her new network of 5%ers were there to advise her and cheer her on every step of the way. She said she absolutely loved being able to share the interview process and her wins, and when she got the role, to have that whole group of women cheering her on. I know for some of us, it feels like the people in our world don't always get what we're going through, or that like when good things happen, we don't always have somebody to brag to. This gives you both. It gives you people that understand the pressure, that have been in these situations, that you can say, what did you do when this happened with your boss at work? And you can say, I just got a $100,000 bonus. I just got a 6-figure bonus. And everyone in the room will light up with excitement for you. We don't all have that in our lives. We don't all feel comfortable that we can talk about money, that we can talk about our success. And this is a place you are allowed to brag and be supported. And it's one of my favorite parts of the lab is this community is undeniable, and the doors that they'll open for you. It's just, it by itself far exceeds the investment just for the network. But you're also going to learn every skill you need to be a high-performing, highly paid executive. Let me give you one more quick example as we wrap up. So another client said, I joined for the executive strategy and systems modules. I had no idea that the change that I would be most proud of would actually be that my inner self-talk improved. I'm so much nicer to myself. And I think about protecting my time, my health, and my energy in a way I never did before. I now work less, I get more done, and I have a hell of a lot more fun. These are the kind of changes you can expect in just a 4-month container. We focus on only what truly moves the needle, and we scrap everything else. So the speed in which your results come is amazing. All right. It doesn't matter if you're in your dream job and you want balance, or if you are ready to make the leap into your next role. In the PH Lab, I'm going to teach you how to make all of your career goals happen while reducing the stress, reducing the overwhelm, and loving your whole damn life. So if you're a quick decision maker like me, you want to guarantee your spot, click enroll now. If you want to talk to me one-on-one about your situation and whether this is a fit, you can click book my decision call. We'll jump on and go through exactly what your situation is, and I'll give you honest feedback on if I think it's the right room for you. And you're already signed up for the webinar. So regardless of whether you've already joined or not, you can join us there and spend an hour together, and we'll go deeper on the exact skills you need to become a high-performing and happy executive. I can't wait to watch you gain control, power, and happiness. Let's go. See you in the 5% Club. Thanks for joining me in the 5% Club today. If you're ready to make more, work less, and design a life you love, then go to shaylaking.com and join the waitlist. You'll be the first to know when there is openings to work with me in one-on-one coaching or the Performance and Happiness Lab, my group container where you will learn to be a high-performing, highly paid executive who loves your whole life. I'll see you there.